So today we're out on the Black River, which is the marsh that is immediately contiguous and is part of the Lake St. Clair Metroparks, Metro Beach as I still call it, as an old timer here. But what happened here is they got about a $1.2 million grant that was funneled to the HCMA through the Great Lakes Commission, which I'm very pleased to be a member of that, one of the commissioners from Michigan on the Great Lakes Commission. But this is a fantastic project that has had incredible success. And we just wanted to show you a little bit of it. And essentially what they did is they did a lot of dredging in the old river channels, in the old natural channels that were here. This particular marsh is over 100 acres, and it was really overtaken by these phragmites, which you may be familiar with, but they're an invasive species that have set themselves up all over the Midwest, really, but certainly in Michigan. Large swaths of Michigan marshes have been overtaken by these phragmites, and they really choke out all the native species, not only just plant life, but the ability for the fish to spawn and for all of our critters, whether they're muskrats or the herons, everything that lives in a marsh is negatively impacted, quite frankly, by these phragmites. So for this this grant, what they did is they used the money to dredge out the natural tributaries here, the natural channels, and they've opened this up, and it is public property, really, and so public now is able to access it and recreate and enjoy it. There's kayaks that come through here now, and canoes, etc. There's still some work to be done. We're looking at doing some other kinds of things here, but what has happened here is an incredible success story, and it's always about the people that have the vision to put these kinds of grants together and then make it happen. And we've had great partnership, obviously the Great Lakes Commission, the Huron-Clinton Metropolitan Authority, and this particular park, which is one of their parks, which is the Lake St. Clair Metropark right here in Harrison Township. Everybody has been very, very supportive of this, along with the EPA, and in particular, NOAA has been really an impetus of pushing this. And I'd like to ask Cassie Lovell, who is with NOAA and has been sort of at the beginning of this entire project and has been one of our hosts today, just taking us out through the marsh here as we've been trying to videotape it. This is not a professional videotape. I have to laugh because my handy staff person is videotaping this, but hopefully he's been getting the ducks and the herons and the swans and the geese and everything that is out here. So that you could really get a sense of what an incredible success story this is, really. So if I could, I'd ask Cassie to just tell us a little bit about how you got the idea to do this and how it has worked out, and what you think of the overall, how the grant has worked out.
Yeah, so thank you guys for being out here with us today. So the Black Creek Marsh Restoration Project, where we are right now, this is part of our AOC program. So we're in the Clinton River AOC, which stands for Area of Concern. This is one of our sort of hot spots for restoration in the Great Lakes, these degraded areas that were designated in the 1980s. And we've been working since then to get those off that list and improve them as much as we can in terms of water quality and things of that nature. So this was a grant that we awarded to the HCMA back in 2014, and with the goal of dredging out these historic channels that had filled in, and like Candace was saying, had been colonized by a lot of invasive vegetation like phragmites. So we wanted to dredge those channels out and really improve the water flow to improve water quality and create some spawning habitat and refugia for fishes. So things like northern pike and things that people want to come in here and catch, and that make for really good habitat quality and ecosystems. So that was sort of the whole impetus behind this, and I think, as Candace was saying, stuff like this really has improved this historic, very, very large freshwater marsh. We're doing some monitoring with some local entities post-restoration to really get a sense for how much it has been improved quantitatively, and we're waiting on those results, but we'll see those probably in the fall. I have a sense that it will be good.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
We've done some good work here, and the idea with this ultimately is to finish the connection with the Clinton River, and I think that we've laid some really good groundwork here to finish that in the years to come. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. And we are just also blessed to be able to live in what I think is the most beautiful spot on the entire planet. I'm a little parochial there. But we haven't always helped Mother Nature, really. I mean, over the years, we have not been particularly the best stewards of Mother Nature, of the environment here. And a big part of what makes this whole area so fantastic, obviously, is our natural resources, whether that's Lake St. Clair or the Clinton River, our rivers and streams that run through this entire area. And for years, I mean, before there was development here, this was really all marshland here. It's been filled in during the last couple of centuries, of course, as people have developed and everything. And as we stand here today, this particular marsh is probably one of the most pristine marshes and wetlands in an urban setting, certainly in the entire state of Michigan. And so important for all of us to, I always say, try to help Mother Nature, just let her breathe a little bit. It's amazing how quickly she can restore herself. And it's been so interesting today just being able to take a little boat ride through here and see all of, as I say, the muskrat hutches that are all over the place, and the geese and the swans and the ducks, and seeing a lot of the fish around here, and now they have areas to spawn, etc. And it's just very important that we do these things, I believe, generationally, so that we can pass something on to the next generation and can really appreciate how important these areas are to the entire ecosystem. They're all a critical component of a very delicate ecosystem. So thanks for joining us today.